My name is Ashleigh Kong. My father is Chinese Jamaican and my mother is from Thailand. I'm a second generation Thai American from Miami, Florida, with the privilege of living in Kingston, Jamaica for 6 years, Miami for 11 years, and Canada for 5 years. Thank you to the Royal Thai Embassy team for representing and protecting Thai Americans and Thai nationals in the United States. Mr. Ambassador, P. Gift, and P. Mo have devoted themselves to strengthening bilateral cooperation between our countries and have provided TANIP participants from the past and present with their words of encouragement and support for our endeavors. From our first email exchanges in December to now being one of my biggest supporters, P. Gift is not just a mentor, but family to me. I would also like to thank the U.S. Asia Institute for their role in the TANIP program. Ms. Mary Sue Bissell has always demonstrated her support and gratitude for her staff, TANIP, and her sister program Impact. Thank you to Temi, Alec, Christina, and Zev for working tirelessly in coordinating our programs and securing our placements. Lastly, I would especially like to thank Congressman Fortenberry and his team. Congressman Fortenberry graciously welcomed me into his office with open arms and gave me his undivided attention in a one-on-one interview. We had an excellent conversation discussing our travels and the opportunity to expand conservation and environmental policy in Thailand. And he also noted the strong impression that P. Surat, a Thai diplomat from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, left on his office 2 years before. I was assured that I wanted to follow P. Surat's footsteps in being a poised, elegant, and intelligent, graceful asset to the Fortenberry team. A few days before I started my internship, P. Surat told me some of the best advice I've ever heard. Always know what the congressman wants before he knows what he wants. He also told me in the real world and in Congress, always be 2 steps ahead. During my placement, the congressman and his team treated me like an equal, not just an intern. I was entrusted to lead a legislative project with the International Conservation Caucus, the Thai government, and the US government, tackling marine plastic pollution and debris in Thailand. My project was supported by my colleagues Mina Hanna, Alan Fireherm, Ren Archer, and of course, Andy Branner. My other duties in the office included handling diplomatic correspondence through ambassador thank you letters, attending all diplomatic meetings, and answering constituent phone calls. I was also lucky enough to find friends in the office, Ella, Theo, Katie, and Ali. Most of all, through this program, I met my first Thai American friends, Reed, Lisa, Justin, Ty, Jeremy, Ken, and Catherine, who are now family to me. Mr. Fortenberry often says that national security, environmental security, and agricultural security are all tied together, and I agree. Security requires diplomacy and international cooperation. The United States and Thailand have 200 years of bilateral relations and are not only partners, but friends. The authentic friendship between our countries is crucial in creating the preconditions necessary in sustaining regional strength, global health responses, and people-to-people exchange. The robust ongoing dialogue on mutual development towards an environmentally conscious economy can also promote the shared organizing principles of prioritizing people, place, and good stewardship of the land. This authentic partnership is one of the most long-standing bilateral relationships in history, and it's important for programs like TANIP to continue. The lack of Thai American representation in the American political system requires youth and young professionals to engage with the policy and institutional processes beyond what a textbook can teach. Despite the large Thai diaspora in the United States and our strong diplomatic ties, the lived experiences of Thais in the United States have often become blurred or erased. The significance in supporting programs such as TANIP is vital not only for the educational exchanges between distinguished graduates and young professionals, but also for the invaluable insight it provides to the younger Thai American generation on the legislative process on the Hill and in think tanks. But most importantly, I think it's important for people to finally differentiate between Taiwan and Thailand. My summer internship experience on the Capitol Hill solidified my desire to devote myself as a public servant to further strengthen the US-Thai bilateral relationship. My friends in the office always made me laugh every morning with our routine coffee and smoothie run. Alan always sent me emails and left newspaper clippings on my desk about Thailand. Congressman Fortenberry always came to my desk and checked in on me. I also learned that Andy has terrible dad jokes, but he's undoubtedly the best chief of staff. And my TANIP friends made me feel so loved by picking me up on the days that I felt knocked down. To my TANIP friends, we are connected to each other not only through this program, but in our shared experience of being the only Thai person in schools and our social circles. We connect to each other naturally despite being from different parts of the world and coming from diverse backgrounds and walks of life. We also share the desire to impact the local Thai community and serve the broader Thai American community. The invaluable opportunity to participate in diplomatic propriety, directly interacting with the ambassador and embassy officials, and gaining firsthand experience in leading collaborative legislation between two countries that hold very close to me is something I will always treasure from this internship. Being a good diplomat requires having the ability to see both sides of the coin. By placing yourself in your colleagues' shoes who may not have the different conceptualization from you requires strong practices of empathy and listening. My privileged positionality allows me to keep both feet in the American and Thai worlds, and I hope to one day serve in the highest position in diplomacy as an ambassador for both countries. Thank you.